Hello and welcome to the second of 4 sessions of #iHunt, which I will just call iHunt. We discovered that the hashtag thing actually created problems for Rob, who pulls down our videos and puts them into a sheet. And he was like, "Why am I getting all these errors?" And he realized it was the hashtag that was on the name of the thing that was causing him errors. But he got that straightened out. So iHunt is monster hunting in the gig economy. I could go over more of that, but really you want to watch episode 1, which is pretty awesome. This is a game that's based on Fate. It also has a set of novels that kind of describe the backstory. I highly recommend this. If you like Fate, I highly recommend it if you like this kind of urban monster hunting stuff. It's a sharp game. What you're actually watching is our session, which is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts. The Gauntlet is an online gaming club / community that we have a calendar app that supports that. We have a lot of games, 100 or so on the calendar now each month. We have a podcast affiliated with that, a Patreon. We've got a monthly magazine with our publishing division, I guess I want to say. But playing online means you don't have to be face to face. And that's kind of cool these days. So keep that in mind. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have our players reintroduce themselves just to give us the elevator pitch on who they are. We're going to put a couple of jobs on the app, and we're going to talk about how the gang works together. So we will get that all set. And let me pull this up for myself before we get too much further. A couple of things that I want to mention as our hard lines, off-screen, on-screen limits here. So the one thing that we definitely have a hard line on is sexual violence as our safety tool. And then for off-screen, okay, in the idea that it may be mentioned, but we don't focus on it. Loss of agency, traumatic pregnancy, violence to children. It can happen, but we don't really look at it. Things that if they do appear on screen, we will kind of quickly turn or draw a curtain on it. Blood, medical treatment, police and political violence, romance, and sex, and fade to black. And we've also got a couple of notes about some not me things you'll want to look at there for people. So those are things that are on the table. We also have the X card as a supplement to that to handle anything else that might come up. So with that in mind, I'm gonna get over to these characters here, and let me start with let's start with Kyle. We're going to start in the northeast quadrant today of our character keeper here. Why don't you tell me about Jamie Woods, who they are, pronouns, all of that. Give us a general sense, an elevator pitch.
Absolutely. I'm playing Jamie Woods, a Evelina. So she's big into the research of magical things, just in general. That's sort of her role. And yeah, her high concept is that she's a big fan of big magic. So she's, just really into all this magical stuff. She thinks it's neat. Day job is a barista. So.
And about how old does she look?
I was thinking mid-20s.
Okay. And let's see, no stuff, defensive charms, cool as a cucumber, unflappable. Excellent. That gives us a sense of where she's at. Let's next come a step down to Cass, Indy Kowalski. Sherry, tell us about your character.
Okay, so Cass, she, her, is essentially she's a fooey, which means tech and those sorts of things are her deal. Her description is tricked out Crown Vic is her pride and home, Indiana Academy of Excellence bumper sticker adds an air of mystery. So her high concept is a car and a lab key. Essentially, she lives in her car. She loves her car, and her essentially her freedom and the thing that she works the hardest at is keeping essentially going as keeping another semester at school. She came out here to go to school and quickly became homeless and has tried to maintain going to school, if for no other reason than to have a place to take a shower, to get out of the heat or the cold, and those sorts of things. So it's sort of a space that she has that's outside of her car that she pays a premium for.
And how old is she again?
I'm going to put her, she's probably, I'm going to say like 21, 22 maybe.
That makes sense. And we get to see your car on screen last time.
Yes.
So that was an important impressive escape. You got cold logic, fancy driving. All of those things are there. Awesome. Let's come to Takahiro then. Jamie, please tell us about Takahiro.
Yeah, so Takahiro Santos is half Filipino, half Japanese, cocky, awkward, worships the rule of cool. Last time we saw Takahiro ridiculously drunk. I don't know how often that happens. We'll see how his personality changes when he's sober. So his high concept is my baseball bat is my boyfriend. Their drama is my family was a big deal once. He wants to track down his dad, who is quite possibly part of the Yakuza or something similar, and has questions for him. His day job is that he's a boyfriend for hire. That's the only time Takahiro is really socially smooth in any way whatsoever. And he also always thinks bat first, questions later, because his baseball bat is his boyfriend. But he also has an ex-boyfriend who is an aswang from the Philippines. So there's that bit of extra drama. And last time we also established that Takahiro learned everything from his mom, who used to be a monster hunter, and Takahiro promised he'd never become one.
Excellent. And you gave us a little bit of the details on that. We have some pictures added on our tab for the names and images. So if you want to check on to that. Dodgy, Little Black Book, Shake It Off, Specialization, and Pain Don't Hurt. One of my favorites there. And then last but not least is Plaster. Jason, tell us about Plaster.
Sure. Plaster's high concept is your loudest, bloodiest pal. He really does want to be your pal. And his drama is that he leaps before looking, whether that is into a group of adoring fans or toward killing monsters. His kink is that he's the 66th and agitator, so he's very interested in projecting his quote-unquote fame, such as it is, in his day job as a shitty punk rocker. The band, incidentally, has been officially renamed Caustic Vampire Head.
Yes,
based on our exploits in our last session. So his bandmates just kind of shrug and go with it. Excuse me. Hello. Yeah, I've got a little audience here.
Oh, fair enough.
So I will say he is a cruddy punk rocker, and other words that I can say in front of a 2-year-old. He and I should probably mention his vision board is to make it safe to sleep outside. He's very close to the local homeless population and is interested in protecting them from monsters.
Excellent. That gives us a sense of things. All of you got a little bit of cash. It took a while to go through iHunt and get confirmation on the vampires, and get them to approve. They're very, yes, there's a standing bounty on vampires, but they are going to make it difficult for you to get paid. And of course, there's a certain amount of percentage off the top, and so on, and handling fees. So essentially, you ended up with probably a couple $100 each, which is not a small insignificant amount for you. But I'm assuming that as a gang of vampire hunters, that you have some kind of place that you hang out, some kind of place after hours, whether it's someone's apartment, or maybe not even one of yours. If it's a club, it's a cafe, whatever. So Sherry, what kind of place is it?
Where we meet up consistently?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're going to hang out and we'll keep an eye on the app, and we'll see what might come up, and we can roll as we need to.
I think that it's like one of those automats, but like the new kind where everything's sort of robot and vending machine. The thing is that there's a lot of seating because the thing was never as popular as they hoped it would be. And the other good thing about it is that there's a really cheap noodle place next door. So it's like one of those places where it's pretty much 24/7. You can go there. But
you can
they
do your
sweep-
laundry. You
Yeah.
can get a sandwich out of the machines. You can print a fax. All of that kind of stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, they do like sweep through and kick you out if you don't have something going. So you do have to get up and leave every once in a while. But that's, for the most part, it's a pretty good place.
Jamie, what's another feature that of this location that has made it appealing to the four of you?
I think there's like a server or someone who works there who used to work over at like my coffee place. So we know each other, we're kind of friends.
Yeah, they're the ones that essentially sweep out from the hidden back room every half hour, clear tables, check on things, sweep up blood if necessary, all of that kind of thing, and then head back. They say hi, and Takahiro, what's one disadvantage of this place?
There is a gang nearby. They have their own setup here. We're currently like at an okay truce with them. We stay out of each other's business, but the leader tends to get explosive. She has a temper.
Is it a general gang? Is it a girl gang? Is it?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking like if I had to have a peg, their leader is like Harlequin,
Okay.
right? Like that kind of person. But basically they're a gang because they're protecting the neighborhood because the cops don't come by to help out as they should. So it's kind of like the neighborhood does need them, but they're a little rough around the edges.
I like that. And Plaster, what's your like personal stake in this neighborhood? What's your personal connection here?
My one of my bandmates, Vic, the bassist who plays guitar, actually lives in an apartment right upstairs from here. And I kind of act like a jerk around Vic because I got a reputation to maintain here, but I'm actually quite concerned about his well-being and have noticed that the dude's sort of he's a friendly pushover sort of guy, and he's really not very good at recognizing when somebody's a vampire, even though it's sort of a dead giveaway a lot of the time. I'm so sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yep. I do rock and comedy.
Yeah. What was the vampire that you had to stake that was kind of on Vic's tail?
Oh, he thought he found love. Vic thought he found love, but the vampire was we'll say a fellow who went by the name of Dark Vein, and Vic really should have known better. He's no, he's really goth. It's part of a whole thing. Don't worry about it. No, Vic, he's a vampire. I'm gonna have to watch. Hold on.
Excellent. So the four of you are sitting around. We're a few days after that incident, and kind of scrolling through your various apps, and within the span of a few minutes, a couple of 3-star jobs pop up. That's a good number for you, for a group of you, and you kind of pull this up, and the first one has like a little picture of an office, like a cubicle farm, and it says Walking Dead clearance, and it says minor infestation, Walking Dead, office building, needs to be cleared with discretion. Base pay is $5,000. An extra 1,000 if it's done in the next 24 hours. An extra 1,000 if photos and documentary evidence is provided of reasonable level. And then it has essentially the contact number on there. And that's the level of detail that you get on these jobs for these things before you have to like call them and talk to the client or message them or chat with them about these things. And don't forget that the base pay is discretionary. If the client rates you lower, your pay will go down a significant percentage. And of course, it takes a while for things to get posted. The next one is one of those, like somebody has clearly used the app and found like a generic like placeholder photo. Like they don't have a photo image. They've just kind of gone through and selected. And it says mythical demon ? Details upon discussion, single target, possible rescue involved. And his base pay is again 5,000 with an extra 2,500 if a particular person is gotten out of their clutches. And that one is even more like even less details. One of the problems, of course, being with the iHunt app is you don't have a lot of return clients. So it isn't like you can go and look and see if there's a rating for a particular client to find things out. The app says that you can message and talk with the client. If you're interested in taking it, you can do text messaging and things like that. If they find out that you're pressuring the client about the pay, you can be fired. So you can't do that. So everybody gets these alerts on your thing. what is Takehiro's take on this? How does Takahiro respond to these kinds of apps and requests?
Yeah, I think even though he knows it feels fishy, he's really drawn to the second one. The idea of having to help someone is really tugging at him. And the idea of zombies in an office just feels too real, you know? Like he's not sure he's ready to face that millennial nightmare just yet. So yeah, and I think people can sense that because he keeps, you know, like when someone's knee keeps going up and forth, like they're kind of nervous, and he keeps tapping at that particular job over and over again, but he doesn't say anything, and he's just looking down at the ground waiting for someone else to talk first.
I think Hans will say, oh, I always hate it when they say discretion. I mean, you know they're going to ding you. Except it'd be pretty easy with janitor, you know, roller trash cans. That wouldn't be that hard. Still, just do not dig those conditions. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think I've ever killed a mythical demon before. And it sounds like there's only one
Right.
mythical demon.
If you killed a mundane demon?
Hard to say. There was fire involved, but anyway. And if there's only one demon versus a bunch of undead and a $2,500 bonus as opposed to a max $2,000 bonus, and we get to save somebody, that'd be really awesome too. Like, that seems like a pretty good argument for that one. It would probably mean missing out on the other opportunity because I don't know that we'd be able to get 2 done in 24 hours, but I'm guessing we won't get the bonus for saving somebody if we decide to put that one off because, you know.
Point taken.
I don't know. A lot of times these mythical demon cases, it's some run-of-the-mill monster. It's never as strange as the client thinks it is. I want to know. I've seen some like undead. I have not seen an entire office full of undead before. I'd like to see what can do that.
Okay, let's go to the poll. We have a group poll that we go to. She puts on the buttons. Demon, Walking Dead.
My guess is that we get a 3-to-1 vote on the demon versus the Walking Dead. Does that seem like a reasonable read on the sitch?
Yep. With the comment, we're going for speed here, so we might be able to do both.
So do you want to chat with the client here? So you'll hit the accept, and you'll get a text that says I can FaceTime you.
Sure. Let me download that app. I'm like, I think it's someone really old there. Okay, we'll set it up.
Yeah, and you can set your phone up, whoever has the biggest screen, and set that up on the table there at the automat, and definitely old because there's a couple of technical hiccups at the start, and they clearly are not sure about how to use this, but eventually they will get on, and their face is like this up at the, and then they have to kind of move it back. Oh. And you'll see this sort of round-faced, red-cheeked, older gentleman. The look of it is like a law office, and behind him, and he'll say, "Yes, so you are the iHunters?"
Yes.
Excellent. I my name is Avaro da Costa, and I'm acting as a representative for my client.
Is your client the one who needs rescuing?
No, it is in fact one of my client's daughters.
Oh,
Uh, um, so we've had some research done, and we have some material that we think points to what is happening here. And so if you're willing to take the job, I'm going to hand it off to you. Essentially, this particular creature has killed one of my client's daughters, and the other daughter is in his thrall, for want of a better word.
Thrall, meaning she doesn't want to come home?
Let me back up a minute here. So there is and it pauses, there is a person who goes by the name of Romeo Mello. And he's kind of a beach person, is my understanding. And he's attracted people into his orbit, and some of them have turned up drowned. And in fact, my client's daughter, we believe that he is what is called, and you see him stop, an encanto, an encanto. It's Malaysian, and it's some kind of, that's what we believe. It is assumed a human guise. It can walk around, and apparently has a habit of drowning people.
Right. Filipino probably, but that does sound like something we've had experience in. I'm sure we will be able to handle it.
Oh, you've dealt with one of these before. Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And Takahiro starts really talking super confidently without checking in with everyone else.
Oh, okay. I can give you a couple of locations that I know this Romeo Mello frequents, and hopefully that will allow you to take care of the job and track down my client's daughter. I will send you a picture from her Facebook.
From her Facebook, right?
From her Facebook. I got it from her Facebook, rather, and he sent it. And of course, it's clearly this blonde 18-year-old airhead, with like drinking and woo, it's very clearly that's the shot there.
and when was the daughter last seen?
2 days ago was the last that we had eyes on her.
Got a name?
Oh yes, her name is Gloria. So yes, you accept the job then? We're all good?
Right. How old is Gloria?
I believe that she is 19.
Okay, got it. But yeah, we accept the job.
Great.
We'll kill it.
All right. Yes. So okay.
Right. You can
Click.
Yeah, cool. Oh, how do we kill this thing?
Oh, and I go,
Takahiro.
I said, yeah, before he goes, like, we got this. Thank you, sir. And click off the FaceTime. So, all right.
Yeah, killing it should be pretty straightforward. When I get, should I use my specialization move?
I think this is a great time for you to
Yeah.
make an occultist roll with your area of expertise.
Oh my gosh, where's that? Okay, roll for your party. I forgot to pull it up. Okay, it's been a while.
Okay.
So I have a +2 from the specialization. Let's
And
see.
a +2 from occultist.
Oh yeah, there we go. So that's
So
a
you
plus
get
4.
plus
Okay.
4.
And then I just roll everything except the edge die, right?
Correct.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Reroll. Wow. Okay, that is a 1, but I have so it's a 5 in total.
Oh, a 5 in total.
Wow.
So that's decent.
Really
It's
good.
decent. There's a little bit of a challenge. It's a little more obscure monster, but it certainly overcomes it. So what's one thing you want to know here?
How can we disable it and worst comes to worst kill it? Like in the easiest way possible.
So traditionally, these things are much more potent in and around water. I mean, that may be a little bit obvious, but it definitely is a thing. They are very tough. Like they are significantly hard to kill. And typically they will have a bane of some kind that you suspect will revolve around the sort of the opposite of water, maybe fire, maybe a desiccant, something like that. It may take a little more research to get that, but you definitely know that in order to make this thing vulnerable to be attacked, you're going to definitely need to apply something liberally to it beforehand.
Yeah.
Does that seem like fair info?
Absolutely. Yeah. And the way Takahiro presents this is he pulls out like this huge like whiteboard that's behind stuff, and there are all these like threads all over the place. And then he starts talking like really excitedly. It barely makes sense, but I think Jamie and Indy still pick it up. Maybe Plaster does too, unless Plaster is like distracted by something.
What?
Good. So what would be your next step? Let's come to our Evelina. What would be your next step in this?
Well, first things, it sounds like this is probably one of the more like knowledge. Takahiro probably hasn't been this like confident, knowledgeable on the ball before. Okay. Yeah, I think like Jamie's sort of like perking up, taking notice of this. Like, oh wow, Takahiro isn't just a hooligan. He knows stuff. And it's just like, oh, okay, this is neat. I have not run across one of these before. Desiccants. I'm assuming just plain salt doesn't work. I mean, he lives in salt water. That's not going to work. But there's always fire. Fire works on most things. I can do some research, see if I can dig up any more information.
Do you want to make an occultist roll? Do you want to use your lore hound? How do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll save my lore hound for now and
Sure.
do an occultist roll.
Let's have you roll.
And that's everything except the edge, right?
That is correct. 4 fate dice. was it +4 on your occultist?
Oh. Got a 1 total.
So now you have a couple of choices. You can stick with that 1, or you can spend one of your fate points, invoke one of your aspects, and give yourself a reroll, or give yourself a straight +2.
Let's see.
You refresh back to your starting 4 at the start of each session. So, spending 1 is not too terrible.
All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and spend 1. I'm going to invoke my big fan of big magic aspect, because this is a whole new field for me. Because I've never heard of these, and this is a whole new ooh, interesting. So I'm going to really give my all into the research.
All right, now do you want to reroll, or do you want to just take a flat +2?
I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
I think statistically that'll probably work out better for me. And it did. Yay.
So that is a 5.
+5 total, yeah.
I think that you'll be able to research around and maybe find some materials that you may have to have Takahiro read through and kind of translate from a Filipino monster hunter website, and it will in big letters it says fire does not work.
Oh,
Do not use fire.
They're coming after me where I live.
Yeah, but it does go through like a couple of series of trials, and they finally settled on what actually seemed to work was chemical pack desiccants, like silica gel stuff, like from shipping stuff, or those chemical packs you put in closets to dehumidify things, that when they were able to get a bunch of that onto the thing, that rendered it vulnerable. Does that seem like fair, good, solid info? Two important pieces there.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Plaster, when this comes to this phase of the operation, what's your task? Because you've got some interesting skills for this.
Swear to God, I was already planning to say this before the last thing you just said. So when I get a call partway through this errand, I'm like, yes. I have this stunt. People who know people. When you spend a fate point to declare a character you know is a scene detail, they're an expert, relevant skill with 4 or 3 with a small group, something like that. There's a situational aspect with a free invoke, so I'm going to spend a fate point.
Okay.
And I figure I know a chemist or 2.
Okay.
People who know their way around a pharmacy. And I think this one guy I know might actually have been saving the little silica packs that come in pill bottles for like a year. And I've been monitoring this for a while, because it's that's going to come up. So I'm wondering if I might be able to owe this guy a favor, or see if he has any advice on how to actually deploy this stuff.
Yeah, you probably texted him, and he calls you back. His name is Schrodinger, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on, Plaster? What's up, man?"
Oh man, it is great to hear from you again. It's great to hear.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silica packets. Are you still collecting those?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen it. And when the next thing comes, that's going to be the thing we're going to need. That's going to be like how this bottle caps in Fallout. I know we'll have silica talc. It'll be like the next currency or the next time, yes.
You are one forward-looking SOB.
Yeah.
That's something I really always liked about you. Can
Absolutely.
I run a field test with those actually? I'm probably going to need like a few hundred. I'll owe you totally.
He goes, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can. Are you gonna open them?
That may come to it. Yeah, that's what you do with them, right? If I wanted to like let's say hypothetically, I really needed to desiccate something or someone, would that open them?
Yeah. I think you'd have to do that.
Like, could I put them in a pillowcase and like hit somebody with it? Like with that?
Yeah, but then you'd open the little packets, and then they don't work as currency anymore. But I have an idea for you. I can help you with something else. Then
What's
I've got
that?
an alternative solution.
I'm all ears.
So they pulled it from the market a few years ago, but they used to make this magic cat crystal litter, and it was little desiccant beads, and it was used as litter. And I managed to collect some of this before they took it off the market.
Of course you did. Yeah. Forward looking.
Absolutely. So it's a little, it's a little old, which means it might be a little caustic to the touch, but I can get you a big pail of that.
A big pail? Yeah, big pail should do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Might smell a little funky.
I expect nothing less.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You can come by the place anytime tonight. I'm babysitting, so if you want to just swing by.
That's delightful. I look forward to it. And wow, it's great to catch up.
And what are you up to, Cass?
Yeah, well, now that I know that we're going to have a great big pail of discontinued kitty litter to apply to our guy, I'm going to look at some way that I can assist with, how should we say, keeping it in contact with our foe.
Okay, how would you do that?
So, I don't know, like the clothing or the blanket equivalent of shrink wrap in some ways, that kind of something that you could fill with the thing and then toss it over someone and then close it up so they couldn't get away easily.
Interesting.
So
Does this seem like a maker thing?
it does, kinda, I think.
Okay.
Should I do that?
Yeah, that's what you should do.
What do I have in that? Of course, I'm like agreeable as heck, right?
You are. You have a +1 in that.
Oh, this is going to be desperately awful. So you roll.
You roll your fate dice. You solve problems. You have access to rudimentary tools. Once per scene, you can eliminate a situational aspect without needing to overcome it. So you've got that. So that'll help you in play. But yeah, let's have you create an advantage here, essentially.
Okay, so I roll 4 dice or I roll 1 die?
So you roll 4 fate dice plus your maker a +1.
4. Okay. So I got a 0 + 1.
So do you want to spend a fate point to bump that up? To actually get an invoke with an aspect with an invoke?
Sure.
Okay. So spend a fate point, and I think you will have essentially a, should we say cling wrap delivery system?
Exactly. I think actually think of it as like more of a parachute type fabric, that sort of soft, like light silk kind of thing is what it would be. That you could get on that, it would hold up a little better. I said shrink wrap in the sense that I just wanted it to be something I could tighten up.
So I'm going to write it down as cloak of kitty litter.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll put a 1 invoke on that. Okay.
All right, and I will spend one of my favorites.
So yeah, you've got some basic info, kind of know how to deal with this creature in the most general sense. You will go out and grab some stuff out of your car and pull together this parachute thing, and then I assume you drive over to Schrodinger's house.
Mm-hmm. I think we all do.
This is a suburb, and you will drive up. Your car maybe looks a little bit out of place here, but do you do you leave the car running and wait for Plaster to go and get this, or I'm trying to imagine what this scene looks like more than anything.
I think that she does get out, and she leaves the car running, and she herself gets out and leans against her car while it's running, like she's waiting. If that makes sense.
I have to ask you guys this. This is an important question between Takahiro, Jamie, and Plaster. Who called shotgun?
I called shotgun.
Okay, so Takehiro's
I
in the
always
front
call
seat.
shotgun.
Okay.
I need space for my boyfriend, the bat.
Okay. So
He sits on my
Takahiro,
lap.
Jamie, do either of you go with Plaster? Or does Plaster, you just let Plaster go on up?
I'm a little worried for Plaster. I think I heard bits and pieces of that conversation, just coming through the phone. So I'm going to go with Plaster. I sort of unnecessarily roll down the window and go out butt first instead of just opening the door and then slither out and get back up. And I'll say, Plaster, let's go. Let's get that shit cat litter. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll walk up the sort of the brick front walk, past a little signpost with a little lamp on it. There's some like toys left out in the yard. You'll go up and did you text ahead of time, or are you just going to ring the doorbell? I'm trying to imagine this.
And I texted, but it was probably just some weird emojis.
Okay.
Monster and a bat and a little devil face or something.
So you ring the doorbell, and after a little bit, you'll see the door kind of comes open, and you see this kid, maybe 8 or 9, kind of looks up at the two of you.
Sup, Timmy? Is it Timmy? I'm just guessing. I don't even. Hey, is Schrodinger here?
Are you
Who?
okay?
Your babysitter? Am I at the right house?
Hang on. Joshua, there's some paper here for you. Yeah. This guy comes hauling over. Hey man, let me grab this. Let me grab the stuff, and we'll step outside and do the deal.
Thanks.
Do you normally let the kid answer the door? The kid you're babysitting? I'm just checking. I'm just checking.
Yeah. I was in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Wow, what's it like to be in a safe neighborhood? Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go let him break bad and get us our stuff.
And he'll go into the tile floor hallway, goes in the little closet there, pushes aside the kids' boots, and it gets this big pail of Tidy Cat, and he'll haul it out onto the front, and he'll set it down, and he'll say that's about 23 or so pounds of this stuff.
Wow.
I don't have any British money. Can we
No. That's how heavy, the weight
That's
of
cool.
life
I'll
Heavy,
owe you.
yeah.
I'll owe you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep it on the DL.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
There's
Thanks.
a black market for this stuff. Like
There's some of the stuff has some ammonia basis to it, so some of it's used with some chemical makers.
I can guarantee you that we will not go blabbing to anybody that we dropped by here to pick up old cat litter.
Okay. All right. Okay, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I gotta go, man.
Yeah.
all right, say bye to Timmy for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Later, Timbo.
You put that down. And it'll haul. It does have the whiff of a cat lady house about it. There's a particular pong to this. The actual litter itself is fresh, but apparently that the whatever smell has clung to the actual container.
Oh, pleasant. This is great. How about I carry that for us?
Be my guest. That's how you know it's working. Like it's absorbing. Like I feel my nostrils just being absorbed.
They bring this slightly pungent container back towards your car, Cass.
I'm like, oh hell no.
It'll help us kill the thing.
Okay, but we're gonna wrap it in the silk, okay? It's like the whole box is going in there. Oh my.
Think about how good it will feel to throw this at a kidnapper.
Okay.
If you put it in the trunk, the smell probably won't leak into the cabin.
No. My trunk is mine. I don't want my trunk smelling this way either. But she will go and she will put the whole box inside that silk stuff and wrap it up because, oh my God.
Absolutely. I think you can get that reasonably concealed. And so what's your next step?
I think we got to cruise around and find this Romeo Mello or stories of Romeo Mello or something. So is it of weather to dress for the beach?
Yeah. It's hot, humid summer. We described it as being almost 100 Fahrenheit last time. So it's pretty hot.
Okay, so I guess we got to scout this situation out.
So the four of you can head to some of these locations. So it sounds to me like we're kind of doing an investigation thing. Okay. Do you want to roll your investigator there, Cass?
Sure, it's been going so well for me. So that is very good at.
+3, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh, I hate dice so much. Oh, 2 plus 2. So, 2, and then my score of 3. So whatever that means.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good overcome, and I think we will cut to a scene. We have a montage here as the sun's going down of you going to various places on the beach. We get the montage. We actually see the sun do, behind the clouds, like in Bram Stoker's Dracula. We see you talking with various people until we finally find you talking to like the hostess of one of these like Jimmy Buffett theme restaurants that sits on the beach. Margaritaville, the whole thing there, and they've got parrot heads and they've got all kinds of stuff there, and they're in these sort of floral print shirts that make their skin look even more sallow. You're talking to, she's like, you're talking about Romeo Mello, yeah. he's around here all the time. He comes around. He's it goes up and down the beach. He's he's interesting. He's really cut, but he's not like a lifter on the boardwalk. And he's not like there's a lot of surfers that are along here. But he's not a surfer. He's just a real swimmer. And he's like a Aphrodite coming out of the waves. When he comes up, did you see Casino Royale with Danny Craig, and he comes up out of the water and he throws his hair back? Yeah, he's like that. He's got this
Oh, no.
long, luxurious
Sounds like
mane
my
of hair.
type.
Oh,
no.
yeah. It's sometimes when he does it, you're like, wow, how did he make that glisten like that?
Wow.
But yeah, I just saw him a couple of hours ago heading up because I heard there was a big party going on up at one of the Cabo Lanes places up north.
Cool.
A big party, you say?
Yeah, they're doing some kind of special drinks event. It's this combination bowling alley bar that's up thing, and they're doing they've got like a beach section, and they have parties out on there to kind of like 2-for-1 drink night things.
Yeah, and actually, I'll wait for after the conversation.
Okay. Does that help?
It certainly does. Thank you so much.
All right. All right.
We'll leave something in her tip jar.
Oh, thanks. She'll give you a couple of coupons.
Oh, cool.
For a mini Taco Tuesdays here at the Margaritaville.
Just how many taco are these?
They're little micro tacos.
That sounds perfect.
What are you up to during this process, Jamie?
Let's see. Probably just doing a deep dive on the lore, trying to figure, and this may not all be relevant for the job, but just trying to figure out where do these creatures come from? How do you make one? Are they made? Are they born? What is their deal?
Seem to be a natural thing. Just a class of creatures. In traditional lore, they would drain ponds so that the fish would be exposed, and people would go in to grab the fish, and then they would jump them and drown them. But they actually they can spit water, and they can spit water hard enough to drown you.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, so that's another feature I think you can pick up that you and Takahiro can put together. I think you have enough here to make a defensive charm based on your stunt that you have there. So I think we have the fictional justification for that.
Sounds great.
So Takahiro plaster, we go on down. This is kind of this is along the beach. Lots of stores and shops and restaurants and things like that. It's all built up around here. But eventually you'll get to this. It was intended to be like a hipster, mid-range bar, diner joint, bowling alley thing. It has seen better days. It's trying to desperately keep its market share, but millennials are killing it. You can see that there's a parking lot, there's the actual building itself, and there's you kind of go up, and then there's a walk down the side of it down to the beach that it has kind of fenced off. And you can hear the sounds of partying and whooping. Maybe maybe not as much partying as you would get in commensurate with the volume of the music, because it's not that not as well attended as it might otherwise be. But there's definitely a lot of people here for the 2-for-1 drinks that are out on the beach, highlighted by the sound of bowling balls knocking pins down in the background. Takahiro, Plaster, what do you want to do?
Wow, this place sounds really uncool.
Plaster is definitely not looking at people's bowling shoes wistfully and going, yeah, really uncool. Anyway, so we have a picture of Gloria.
Yeah.
So, how comfortable would you be with me walking around and showing this picture to people?
Yeah. Maybe subtle. Maybe we can walk around first, see if she's there, you know.
Yeah. You go that way. I'll go this way. Okay.
Okay.
Like, turns his back, immediately goes like, "Hey, has anybody seen my cousin?"
So the two of you are gonna head down, go around, and head onto the beach where this party is going on. Okay.
Sure.
Plastic lights strewn up, that kind of thing. They've got the bar out here. There's kind of a makeshift dance floor. No one is dancing, but there's lots of tables around, and they're selling shots, at $5 a shot, and things like that.
Is that a
And
lot or is that cheap? Or
I think that'd be a lot. I think for a little crappy Jello shot of
wow.
so. But you will head down there and you shout that out, Plaster.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we thinking here? Is this a socialite to move around and trying to get somebody to talk to you? What do you think?
Yeah. I'm trying to attract attention here.
Okay. So let's have you roll. I think this is that seems like a good overcome. Let's have you roll.
Oh, you said socialite. I was hoping for influencer, like maybe somebody would actually recognize me, but I can roll socialite if that makes sense.
Moving the bar of public opinion about popularity being on the forefront.
Now, socialite blending in a noisy place sounds reasonable enough.
Yeah.
And I'm rolling the 4 fate dice, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. Oh, hello. An extra dice just popped up.
Oh.
Total of 2 plus 2 from socialite is 4.
4. So yeah, you're definitely drawing the attention moving through here. You're the one that people are seeing. Takahiro is drawing less attention, able to kind of move around a little more quietly. Does that seem like a reasonable way to handle that?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, Takahiro, despite your appearance and your general attitude towards the situation, you're able to make your way around. What are you doing?
Well, I'm monologuing myself.
Okay.
I say, he walked into the party looking for only what he could find. Like, it's just going on and on. He squinted his eyes, but he knew he'd find her eventually. And I'm going to try to use investigate.
Okay. Let's have you roll.
Okay, so my investigate is +2. I'm going
That's
to the
good.
roll for your party. Okay. Oh, people are making their own dice. We can do that. Oh,
Yeah.
is it DF?
Yep.
And I just put in 4, right? That's like.
Yep.
Or do I just put in 1 and it puts out the whole set?
No, put in 4 DF.
Put in 4. Okay. I will submit. And I will take this roll because it's a 2.
Okay.
And plus, what did I say earlier? Oh my gosh, I could do these numbers. 4 in total.
So you will move around, kind of getting your eyes on everyone here, and you're pretty certain that Gloria, the young woman that you're looking for, is not here. But you're also very certain that Romeo is here. And he's 6 foot something, bronze tanned, got his shirt open, not even
I'm gonna compel
buttoned.
myself.
He's got those like clam digger shorts that go to his knees. Somehow he's wearing flip flops, but his feet still look good in flip flops.
Damn, I don't
And
know.
his hair is a kind of a golden lion mane
Okay, it's
with
not
maybe
human.
a shot of like a little like slight greenish coloring through it. Yeah, he's got a gaggle of people around him. He is good looking.
Yeah, I compel myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna compel my ex-boyfriend is in a song. Like I just these like monster boys, they're bad for me, but I can't help it. I'm a trash person.
So tell me how you make this more problematic and give yourself a fate point.
I'm going to I'm going to walk right up to him, and I think like, because I'm not trying to hide who I am, I'm so distracted by his beauty. I think when he sees me, he can recognize a hunter. Like he can tell that I am one, and he can suspect that I'm not alone, because usually we don't work alone.
You see, yeah, he's talking and he sees you, smiles with those pearly teeth like a shark, and kind of eyes narrow there a little bit, and kind of starts kind of taking a few steps back away. So while Plaster is distracting and Takahiro is macking, what are Cass and Jamie doing?
I think I'm scanning the crowd from above. I've got like some binoculars. They're not great binoculars. They're not night binoculars, but I can basically see people moving around and coming and going.
They're Dollar General, like kids spy tech equipment.
Oh, well, thanks.
Binoculars.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
That's what I got. But it's great.
Yeah.
So,
So you're up on like the
rise above,
overhang, rise
yeah.
above, looking down there. Yeah, and I think you can definitely see Takahiro move around, very, very professional, but then beeline, and you see Takahiro go over, and you'll recognize that sort of starstruck look on Takehiro's face.
Oh, hell.
And I think you'll remember that Takahiro wanted to talk to you after someone described how hot the Encanto was. And it's like, oh, damn, he was trying to warn you.
And so I do the next most important thing, which is I'm looking for the points of entrance and egress from there that aren't up through the restaurant. Essentially, how is this creature gonna lure my good friend away to their death?
I think that you can see that. Of course, there's obviously like service entrance, to bring food and things up and out. There's steps that go down up into the bowling alley bar. There, at the edges where the fence line is, it can get a little dark. So there's some room there, and of course, you aren't right by the water, and it isn't particularly well lit by the water. There is a line out there so people don't try and swim, but you know that this thing can swim very well.
Right. So I kind of don't want Takahiro to make it to the water line there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Jamie doing?
I think I'm hanging out near the water line, just trying to cover any escape route.
Okay. So you kind of walk down. It's one of those things where they've got the sort of plastic rope with the buoys on it, kind of stretched across. They've gotten stuck in the water and they come out and dried. They're really, really ganky. You hear this little sound of the surf coming up here. let's come back to Takahiro, and then let's check in with Plaster. Takahiro, this figure slides over to where you are, puts his big manly hand on your shoulder. Hey.
Hi.
Let's go for a walk.
Yeah, I'll walk anywhere with you.
And he starts walking you, hands sort of just on your shoulder, fingers kind of gently, strongly rubbing there, and kind of moving you over towards the water. So, what are you hunting tonight?
Oh, oh gosh, Takahiro, how dumb can you be? I think I'm gonna say, well, I don't know. I think I'd rather be hunted right now.
That can be arranged.
Someone save me from myself.
I am going to need you to actually make a roll for me with Survivor.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. My Survivor is +3. Okay. You can do this, Takahiro. Okay, that's a 1.
So what
with
you're,
a +3. Should I use a faith point?
so right now he is wheedling his way to essentially get into your consciousness so that you not control you, but that you're not aware of anything else. And that is the effect that is going on right now. And my total is a 4 right now from him.
Holy cow. Yeah, compared to my 1, right?
Yeah. Now you could also, because this is almost kind of a resistance, we've got 3 shifts here. You can absorb that with mental stress.
Ooh.
So you could hit your 3 box on mental stress and get it down to 0 and essentially bring yourself to a stop here.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds. Could I take that and then spend a fate point to shake it off?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to like really resist it.
Yeah, because once per session, spend a fate point to shake off a mental consequence. Is that?
No, a consequence would be actually if we actually burn through your stress.
Oh.
Then we get to the consequences.
And I'm not quite there. Okay.
Not quite there yet.
Okay, so that's a level 4, right?
A level 3 will get you to even up on that.
Okay.
So you do kind of bring yourself up. Start Plaster. You're down there. You've kind of distracted people. You're still talking. You still got this phone. You're showing it around, and you will see Takahiro moving with this lovely gentleman towards the edge of the water. You do see at the corner of your eye that Jamie is down there by the water line. What do you want to do, Plaster?
I'll excuse myself politely from conversation, obviously. It's like, oh, hold on, I think I see her boyfriend or some dude. Hold on, bye. And basically try to orient myself so that Jamie and I are kind of flanking like the guys between me and Jamie, effectively.
Okay, yeah, I think that's not even a roll. I think you can maneuver yourself that direction.
I should ask. This defensive charm that was mentioned earlier, does everybody have those, or is it just okay? Are there any like snorkels or anything like hanging out around here?
You don't know if they're functional, but they're definitely like those kinds of things hanging as decoration around here.
Yeah, let's just grab one of those and just
okay.
Why not?
All right. It's like a bright orange fluorescent,
Yeah.
So let me get I want to get a description from Takahiro on what we see, and then I want to come to Jamie, and then I want to come back up to Cass. So Takahiro, when you do resist this, and you've walked a little ways. What does that look like? What do we see on screen?
Ooh. Yeah, I think on screen, what happens is that Takahiro's like face is moving closer towards the Encanto, but their right hand starts to move naturally to the bat and hold on to it. Because like I have this bat holster that I lovingly made from my bat. So I go back to like hold on to it, and then my eyes sort of like clear up for a moment. And I think like if this is a TV show, we hear what we assume is Takahiro's ex-boyfriend's voice, saying, "Snap out of it. You're always like this."
Yeah, and you kind of shake yourself, and Romeo can see him frown. Still looks hot when he's frowning.
Terrible.
And he kind of takes a single step back to give himself a little bit of maneuvering room between you and him. Jamie, see Plaster moves over, kind of gets you on one side, he's on the other. We've got this figure and Takahiro there. You are on the beach of a crowded restaurant.
So I'd really like him to somehow convince him he needs to go to that woman we need to rescue, Alvaro da Costa, and I'd like to think to like use my occult score my occult skill and some of the lore I've looked up to like try to find some way to convince him he needs to go to her now. Is that possible?
Interesting. Hold on, that feels like a very much I'm going to set a high difficulty, or rather a resist for him, but I think you can try to do it. Does that seem reasonable?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I pull. Okay. With the edge die, I've got a 7.
Woof.
Okay.
But you've got a good occult.
Yeah, I can always get lucky. I did not get lucky. I've got a 3 right now.
So I think you're kind of going through your gear, trying to figure out a way to do this with your equipment and such. And what kind of thing do you think you have? What kind of is it an object? Is it fetish? Is it a piece of something? What would you be using as your kind of focus for this?
Probably. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. A bit of like some old coin that like washed ashore from like a Spanish shipwreck or something.
Yeah. So you kind of hold that up, and you're concentrating on that, and he will look back like he recognizes that you're trying to do something, and he does say to you, Takahiro, "I'll be back in just a minute." What are you doing, Cass, as you see this happening?
Yeah, I think I put on the backpack that I have the silk stuff in, dumped it out into the silk. That horrible box is sitting right outside my car.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that thinks maybe I ought to take it with him and hit him over the head with it. I don't know. Anyway, but no, I walked down the stairs, and then as I kind of go by the DJ's thing, I look for the volume knob, and I sort of, because he's not right there, he's just got stuff playing, and I sort of turn it way high up and hit like the flashing light thing so that all the attention goes to that, and then I keep on walking over towards the beach.
That sounds to me like you are trying to create an advantage.
I am.
Okay. What do you think is appropriate for that?
I don't know. Let's see here. How about Guerrilla, because it's kind of a team tactic. I'm setting things up for the others to be able to do their job.
I like that. I like that.
Okay. So, roll. Come on, you can do it, little dices. Okay. So I get a +1 and a 4, so it gives me 5 to create
5.
an advantage.
So what do you want to call that?
Well, at least they're not looking. So there.
So you're going to get 2 invokes on that, and I'm going to misspell it on the thing and down below the character sheet. So I think what we see as we go to commercial break is we see you crank that up. I think will suddenly and everyone like is shocked and looking, and the lights are doing that strobe, that wow 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 wow, as you're kind of starting to pick up speed as you're going towards the beach. Takahiro is lit up by the lights. This figure is turning and has made eye contact with you, Jamie Plaster. You're on the other side, and we're going to take 5, and then we're going to come back. All right. So here's where we kind of get to a conflict situation. And it's the first time we've gone into this. We've got a couple of aspects that you've created. The Cloak of Kitty Litter, which has 1 invoke, and well, at least they're not looking, 2 invokes on that. Our sort of situational environmental aspects are high tide, after sundown, and sandy shore. Essentially, that's the environment that we're in. We're kind of in sort of 4 zones right now, 5 on the table. So let's imagine that the water itself is a zone. And adjacent to that is Takahiro and Romeo in the center. And then Jamie off to the south in one other zone, Plaster up to the north in another zone, and then coming from sort of the crowd area from the actual sort of restaurant patio and so on is the other zone that we're in. Right now, there's no particular obstacle to get from one of these zones to the other. Going into the water would be a little more challenging, or if there were physical barrier obstacles, there might be rolls to do that. And the way this goes is at the start of this, one side starts with the edge die, and that would be me over here. So the monster starts with the edge die in this situation. Now, in the actual sort of conflict situation, they get 1 free use of it, and then after that, they have to spend fate points to be able to use it with a particular role here. How do you get the edge away from them? Doing an action to do an overcome, which they'll defend against. And if you can beat them, you can take the edge die, and then you'll get a free use of it on a thing after that. Also, if you defend with style, if you defend by more than 2 shifts, then it's a success with style. If you do that on defense, then you get the edge die over onto your side as well. So those are the sort of 2 situations that are going on. And the way this works is we go in order of athlete is the sort of order, and we kind of work our way down for initiative order. Because it's going first with that, what I'll do is I'll have it go, and then I'll let the 4 of you decide how you want to deal out your order of actions after that. Does that seem fair? So it spins and rushes at you, Jamie. And it is a blur. There's kind of that skiff up of sand as it's over to you, and it gets up, and then it opens its mouth wide, and there is this stream of water into your face right now. So I'm going to make an attack roll. And you've got the benefit of your charms there, so you're actually in pretty good shape. So I'm pulling. By the way, just to remind you, I'm using the deck of fate just so I don't have to do all the things. That's what's going on with this. So I'm going to be pulling that. So I've got +1. So I have a 6. This shot in your face, trying to drown you.
I got a 7 total.
Look at you. Look at you.
And I think I might spend a fate point on almost always monsters to bump that up to a 9. So, because that would get us the edge dice, right?
Absolutely. So tell me what that looks like. I mean, because you do it with panache, your defensive charms and everything. Tell me what that looks like.
I'm ready for it. Like the second he lays eyes on me, I'm preparing for this big watery blast. So I'm ducking before he even opens his mouth, and I'm just whipping out all the defensive charms I've got. Just
And so I think we see the flash as the effect kind of sends that water spray, around you. You're sodden, but you don't get drowned by this. So the edge die is now in your hand, Jamie. Do you want to go next, or should somebody else go?
I can go next if that's cool.
If you say so, let's do it. Let's do it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to use my occultist to, like, scare him or something, make myself seem like big and impressive to, like, hopefully get him back away from me and towards Cass with the Cass is the one with the kitty litter bag, right?
Yeah. So let's see. I think that'll be an overcome. Essentially, you're trying to force him back. You're not trying to do physical damage, but you're trying to force him back into the previous zone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's have you roll occultist, and I'll go ahead and resist with my athlete here.
I roll 3 fate dice and the edge dice now, right?
That is correct. If you want to use your free invoke of that there. So I've got a 5 with mine.
Got a 10.
10?
Oh, sorry, 9 total.
9. So you succeed with style. And the shifts don't do damage to him, but I think he will go flying back into the zone, with I'm seeing Threnody on your name, Sherry, so I'm getting
sorry, I'll
confused.
get that fixed.
Into the zone with Cass. Cass, do you want to go now?
I do. Essentially, what I want to do is,
he hits the sea and lands in front of you. Some of the water is knocked out of his mouth when he lands there.
Yeah. And yeah, I think we almost got to go for it and then see if we can find her later now at this point. So I'm going to go with the cloak of kitty litter and try to go with the desk kits here.
Okay. So he's going to try and resist with his athlete.
Yep, that makes sense.
I got a 3.
Okay. Now there's a whole thing about transferring the edge dice. Is that how do we do that?
So let's look at the edge, which is on 170. The edge on 136. Hang on, let me pull this up. Start with it. It's 1 free use. An individual doesn't have the edge. A side does. So the free use of the edge, each time a side gets it, has to be shared. If one person uses it, the other spend fate point. So you can use it if you spend a fate point.
Interesting. Okay, so I think.
And then you'd be rolling 3 fate and a d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will give you a fate point for that.
Okay.
So I will use this yellow one here. Wow. Okay, so my dice fought me hard, but this is essentially I'm using the cloak of kitty litter.
Okay.
I'm
so
using.
do you want to use that invoked? Now I have a question for you. You can spend a fate point to re-roll that.
Ugh.
How bad is it?
It's like
it's a +2.
It's a +2. Well, and I didn't declare what action I was like. Don't I have to?
I think this would probably be athlete to be able to do this.
Oh, yikes. So 1. So that would be a +3. Okay. Sure. I'll try again. I can make it worse because that's my
mark off your fate point and reroll.
No fate points. Sorry, my tab disappeared. Come on, you can do. You're gonna fake me up, aren't you? Ooh, okay, that's not bad. So 6, 7, 7.
7. So that is by 4. So I'll have to mark off that. And you will hit him with this, and there'll be that sort of burning on, and he will cry out as that he's trying to roll and get out of this.
And the thing is, just rolling is working to my advantage. Yes. And do I have to do I get a 1 for the Cloak of Kitty Litter, or does it? Do I get an additional 1, or is I just have to invoke it to order to be able to do?
Do you want to invoke it now to do additional effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like it that he's wound himself up in that silk.
Okay. So then I think he has the moderate consequence burning skin right now.
Okay.
Essentially, he had to mark 4 stress because you can only mark 1 box, and then he had to take a consequence for the rest. So his skin is burning from the touch of this. Who goes next? Is it Takahiro or Plaster?
Ooh,
Cass?
Pastor, do you want to try to force him to tell us where the daughter is, or because if Takahiro comes in, it's just gonna be smash, smash, bad, bad, you know?
Yeah, and I forgot to bring a machete, so sure. It's just I don't think beach party machete. It's just not
Right.
part of my thing. So yeah, I'll rush over to this guy as he's writhing and whatever, and be like, look, this is your last chance to get this to go easy on you. Tell us where the girl is. Tell us where Gloria is.
So this seems like Grifter, maybe?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, does that seem like a reasonable one for this?
Yeah, because it's not like we're going to let him live.
Right, fair enough. So let's have you roll.
I'll spend a fate point to use that edge die too, as long as we're at it.
Okay. So we've got that. I've got a 3.
If you need another one, you can always invoke. At least they're not looking, because he's not going to get any help from the crowd.
Oh wait, I want there we go. Okay. Roll total of 3. Plus Grifter is 3, so that's a total of 6.
He's like, oh God, just get this shit off me. I'll get you. I'll tell you where the girl is at. And look. Whatever they're paying you, I'll pay you twice what they're paying you.
$150,000. Now tell us where she is.
$150,000. But he's amenable. If you get this thing off of him, because right now he's writhing in pain.
That's not the way this works. Yeah, throw us the idol, we'll throw you the whip.
Takahiro, what do you want to do? Do you want to follow up on this?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to wing person, right? Like good cop, bad cop. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to try and intimidate here, maybe?
Yeah. That does make sense. Is there a skill called intimidate?
Let's see what would be. Let's see.
Because I could also just take my baseball bat and go for the knees with fighter.
You could, and certainly doing damage would change his position here. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try for it, and I'm gonna scream, "Did you have to be so hot?" And then just go for the knees. I will. Let's see. I'll spend the fate point to get the edge die.
Okay.
As well. Okay, and then so that's a 4, and then add to the die. Okay, borrow the edge die. Wow. Okay, that is a -2, 3, 3 plus 4.
I have a 6 right now. I spent a fate
Ooh.
point to repull.
Ooh, so I'm at 7. So that's just only a. Am I at 7? Did I do the math right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're at 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you've got you're gonna deal a little bit of damage to him.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with that as long as
Yeah.
like I'm just trying to get the point across. And say the girl now.
Let's see. He's got the moderate wound. He's still got that. You made the impression on him. See. Look. Stop hitting me. And he looks up at you, kind of like he's still so good looking.
He's so good looking.
And he's like, there's a USA Fitness that shut down about a mile down the beach. There's a pool there. It's where I hang out. It's where my harem hangs.
Your harem?
My friends.
Right. And I'm like, I like look over at Plaster. Why do I always fall for such trash? Like, really, what is that?
I think I am going to reduce the at least they're not looking aspect. I'm going to eat up one of those to keep the people from the beach from noticing you. But time is sort of ticking here because you are beating a man on the beach here.
We can definitely talk about your love life or taste here after we finish killing up somebody in the open. Or I'm sorry, where did you say that harem was? Because it's a fitness club.
Yeah, USA Fitness.
USA Fitness.
USA Fitness. Cool.
What do you want to do?
I think Takahiro is going to try to smash him before time runs out.
Okay, let's go to the next round. Then we'll start with Takahiro. And then I'm going to have him go, assuming he's still alive.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay. So I have the edge die. I will roll with it again.
Spend another fate point.
Ooh. Okay. Got it. Yeah, makes sense though. It's powerful. Yeah. +4. Rolling now. Oh my God, that is such a bad roll. That is like, that is a total of wait. So that's a total of 1 plus 4, 5. Can you imagine with the edge die? It's so bad.
That is a 5.
It's a 5. It's still a 5.
I have a 5 as well.
Oh wait. No, I think it's worse than a 5. It's way less actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah. So I'm gonna spend a point to reroll.
Okay.
It's almost got to be better.
Yeah, because if I succeed with style, I would take the edge die away.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do this. All right. Okay, much better. 5 plus 4.
So a 9?
Yes, a 9 in total.
So I have to mark my 3 physical wound box, and then I have to take a mild. Where do you hit him with this bat?
I hit his beautiful face.
Oh, his mild consequence is not in the face. So
you see, like tears are streaming down Takehiro's cheeks, like so hot, like that face.
And I do think he is still fast, and he kind of tears some of this, and he is up, and he is going to try to push past you, Takahiro, to get to the water. So I think this is going to be an athletics contest.
Sure, sounds like a great
resisted.
Yeah.
So I got a 4. I've got 2 fate points left.
Oh, no.
So I will spend that plus 3. That'll make it a 7.
Oh, there's no way I'm gonna hit that because I rolled -2. Ooh, so I have a total of like, it's bad. I have a total of 1.
Okay. Do you have any fate points left?
I have the 1. I will. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take it. Rerolling. Ooh, okay, this is so stressful in the best way possible. Okay, so that's a bit better. That is a 4.
It's a 4 total with athlete.
Can you invoke Sandy Shore to your advantage?
Oh yeah, could I do that? How does that
Well,
work?
you'd have to spend a point to do that. You can invoke, though.
Oh.
We haven't used the invoke on Kilko Kitty Litter yet.
It's true.
Oh yeah, and it's
So
technically on him.
Yes, so you could spend that, and then you could spend the other invoke on At Least They're Not Looking.
Okay.
Which means you would need to get this done this round.
Yes, I think we can do it, right? We can do it, y'all, right?
So you will just how is it that you stop him from getting past you? Because he's like a freight train up on his feet and slamming into you. So how do you stop him from getting to the water?
Yeah, I'm going to pull at the sheet so that it burns more into his skin, because I'm using that invoke.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, if it's athletics, I'm just gonna pull him and grab onto him, like, and not let go. And I'm gonna be like, now, everybody, now, like, before he gets to the water.
So yeah, there's that we're kind of trying to get to the water.
And I noticed like the party's going on, and I go, doosh, 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 like I kind of add to this.
Plaster, Jamie, who wants to go next?
I guess I will. I'll just
and you don't have to necessarily directly attack. You can do things to set up other people's attacks that create advantages to make it easier for other people to hit them. So
would it be possible for me to run over to the party to just distract them a bit longer while everyone else handles the monster?
Yeah, what does he think is the appropriate skill for doing that?
I would think socialite.
Okay. Yeah, you're trying to create advantage whip. I accidentally hit this Slack thing. Popped up there. Yeah, so yeah, let's have you do that. I think it's a little bit challenging, but let's have you roll socialite. Ooh, not too bad though.
Got a 4 total.
Okay, so I think we'll add another invoke back up onto to that not looking, and I think you've got another free invoke on that you can use to keep it from getting spotted on the following round. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Plaster, Cass, who wants to go next? Which of you have a higher athlete?
Oh goodness. I got a 1.
Me too.
Okay. So maybe you do want to talk about how you want to coordinate here.
Yeah, I mean, that would be what I would be doing is I could set him up, I think. So, okay, so my small unit tactics. Oh, did you add the additional invoke on a thing? that I get from, because I rolled like 5 on my Great Advantage and you gave me 2 invokes, but I get an additional
Oh,
one.
yeah. So you've got another invoke then.
Okay, so we had another invoke of that. So that's cool. I'm sorry, I just read that.
Yeah.
But since you
So we
didn't,
get
we'll just
2.
leave it the way it was. I guess I'll try that again. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush forward and actually get in his way. Like I'm going to essentially run over there. I've got like the backpack and stuff on still. It's got stuff in it, but it's mostly just that I turn that towards him, just that, so like even if he pushes me over, he's got to jump over all of that stuff. So I'm going to try to get in his way and slow him down a little bit so that Plaster can get an attack on him.
Okay, that sounds like athlete.
Okay.
Create an advantage.
All right. It is. All right. Boo. I was hoping I could use Gorilla for that. Don't you think those are...
I would say athlete or fighter, given the physical situation here.
Okay. Wait, then what is Gorilla? Is it...
Guerrilla
physical
is small
tactics?
unit tactics, like when you're able to like lead and command and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Now I know so much more.
There's a little bit of sarcasm in your voice. I'll
Just
just
a
put
little
that out
bit.
in case you hadn't picked up on that.
So I get 0. I am unhelpful.
Okay.
I have no points left.
But you've got a couple of invokes there. Now, Plaster, what do you want to do?
Rush forward, cursing myself for not bringing a machete while I pull my belt off and hope that my pants don't fall down. And hey, how visceral do you really want to get with descriptions of murdering human-shaped people in modern day settings?
Well, let's see what we said on levels here.
Thanks.
Blood is okay, but not too much. Nobody hit on gore, so that is it. And it is a monster, and I think we can describe that the more this thing gets beaten, the less it has a human shape. That I think the more that it is becoming more reptilian, and the color of its skin is changing, and it is not nearly as handsome as it used to be. In fact, I think at this point its hair is coming out in great clumps as Takahiro is pulling on it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll keep it less bloody then, and the spiky side of the belt will go out when I wrap it around its neck and try to suffocate.
Does that seem like a fighter?
I should hope so.
Okay. So yeah, let's have you roll. I've only got 1 fate point left.
I might as well spend another one of those fate points for the edge die there. We still have that, right?
Yes. I've got a 4. So sad, Mr. Monster.
I got a total of, it says 5. I don't understand how. It looks like it should be 4, doesn't it? I rolled 3 the silver dice.
Oh yeah, the thing up top won't total the thing. So yeah, I've got 4 plus what's your fighter?
Oh, another 3, so 7.
7. Are you spending in the one of the at least they're not looking invokes?
Yeah, sure. So we're talking 9.
So I think that Takahiro is holding on to him, and you guys, Jamie's kind of keeping people occupied. Cass try to get in there, and you will get up, and I think kind of, still strong. More the skin is changing into this reptilian thing, and it is trying to get, and it's like a couple feet away from the water when it just, and it drops. It crumples, and this is twitch, and maybe a of more of the water comes out of it, including fishes out of its mouth, and its black shark eyes roll up in its head, and it is dead.
I take pictures. Yeah, I make
Good.
sure that we show that it's dressed in Romeo's clothing.
Yep,
All of that
selfies.
stuff. Exactly. It's got the little surfer band thing that he wears or whatever, the swimming band.
And then
Oh, so we don't have to bring the body back? I say and I drop the ankle.
I don't know. I think we probably need to dispose it unless it turns into, I don't know, sea foam or something.
Fix back the ankle up.
Look, I'm gonna stick that snorkel in its mouth and throw my sunglasses on it, and we'll do a weekend at Bernie's and get this guy out of here.
all right, I want to see a roll for that one.
That is a terrible idea, Jamie says, but Takahiro is all for it. So.
Let's
Spy?
have you. I think you've actually got a really good influencer. I'm willing to grifter, either one of those.
Yeah, sounds great. I don't even know what I'm doing.
So 4 fate dice plus 3.
Okay, here we go. I'll re-roll these 4 green ones here. All right. Oh, that's not good. Total 1. But
you have the one fate die.
uh,
And there's a
Fate point.
There's still
I
one
think-
invoke if they're at least they're not looking.
so yeah, let's look. Does anybody mind if I nab that? Because
Go
at
for
least
it.
they're not looking. Great. So at least they're not looking. And
Do you want to
that-
re-roll, or
um,
do you want to take just the flat plus 2?
the flat plus 3 would get me to 3. Probably it's better to re-roll. Like odds are more in your favor at a -2, right?
I think so,
I'm
yeah.
not answering that question.
What the hell? Sure, I'll give it a try. And now it's a +0. So yeah, it went up by 2. So that's a 3. It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing as if we just added 2.
Oh,
So-
okay.
And I'm going to use my last fate point to invoke So Crazy It Just Might Work, because
Okay.
that is how my plans come together. No. I've seen this movie. Trust me.
I think that the DJ is trying to, well, we're getting this fixed. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Margaritaville. It's just like looping on that. It's some sort of like a trance remix of that, and we see that you got him, over green skin, Romeo's clothing tattered on him, the horrible face there, the snorkel, sunglasses, the lighting is bad here, and we'll drag him up along the steps that go along the side, and out onto, and there are a lot of people out here because it's evening, and this is a popular destination. So I think that you will move along and get another block down to the Crown Vic, and someone has stolen that kitty litter box.
No.
Yeah, they walked off with it.
What kind of sicko would do that?
What are you doing with this body? Are you throwing it in the car
Trunk.
trunk? Okay, with your stuff.
Yeah, I just moved my stuff over. I don't know.
And then it's like draped over.
Yeah. In
You
the
draped
trunk.
over your clothing and your food and things like
Yeah.
that.
Will we wrap it back up in that silk, right? So
In that
maybe-
horrible sodden
fishy smelling now,
fishy
Jessica and
smelling,
stuff. Yeah,
yes.
we get as much of that out of it as we
Okay.
can, and then wrap them in it. And plop
stand
them
by
in.
the car, you're brushing this off. You're trying to get a body into the trunk.
It doesn't look like a body. It looks like a dummy now at this point.
I think
we
the
get
plus
some-
5 will carry you through.
Yes.
Ensuring that-
Absolutely. So yeah, you jam him in his trunk. How it is going to be no problem for you to drive down, find your way into this old USA Fitness. It smells like mold back here. but you'll find in the area where the pool was, the pool has been refilled. And there's this girl who's essentially swimming and smoking weed back here. And it will take you a bit to convince her that she needs to go home.
We'll take her there. We'll
Okay.
offer her a ride.
Okay. You have the sense that whatever kind of influence he had over here is probably broken. But she's smoked a lot of pot this evening. And she's fairly.
Is there any of that left?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. I'm sure she's not taking great inventory of it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just getting your stash together. So assuming that you can drop her off, my question is, what do you do with the body?
Ooh.
What do we usually do with bodies? Is there like some repository for them?
No.
There's no place to drop these off. iHunt
No.
doesn't have a sort of night deposit box.
No.
What kind of outfit is this?
It's Uber, but for monster hunting.
Horrible.
Can
Does
I?
anyone-
Go ahead.
Does anyone else want his teeth?
All yours.
Oh, no, low space. Let's not mention teeth anymore.
So you want to put him on ice for further research? Is that what I'm hearing, Jamie?
Maybe not ice, but I definitely want to salvage all the parts I can.
Okay.
In case they're important later. You never know.
Where do you live?
Probably a fairly crummy like basement apartment or something.
You got a little walk down. It is small. It's a studio, or it's just a one room kind of thing. But you can haul this and sit in your bathroom until you deal with it if you want.
It's probably not the first body I've taken care of.
Okay. So you
Could I
stop by.
also?
So we
yeah.
get some bags of ice and toss them in the tub.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, okay.
Takahiro, you were saying?
After Jamie gets what she likes from this, could I compel myself to say I'm going to owe my ex-boyfriend a favor if he can help me get rid of the body?
I want to hear that conversation, and then yes.
So the way it looks is I call, and then when he answers, I drop the call, and then he calls me back because there's caller ID.
What?
It's Brandon. How are you? Are you still hot? I mean, how are you doing?
I'm fine. You called me.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I did. Brandon, I need a favor. It's one of ours. It's an Encanto. It was doing shitty things. It was building up a harem. We killed it, but I need you to help me to get rid of the body. I'm still hot, if that matters.
So I don't hear from you for 7 weeks. You want to take a break. I don't hear from you for 7 weeks. And you call me up. Not to see how I am, not to check how things are going, but for me to help you dispose of a filthy Encanto.
I was asking your sister how you weren't spying on you. That's the thing. I was keeping track of you. I just didn't tell you.
That doesn't sound legit to me. Oh, you're with the rest of that creepy crew, aren't you?
Hey, come on. They're that creepy. Like, Cass is not creepy.
Where's the body?
It's at this address. Look, I'll owe you for this. Okay, I'll help you out with whatever you need. Just don't embarrass me in front of my friends, just like it's like, if that's or you can, that's also okay.
All right, just give me the address and I'll be there in a bit.
Okay. I love you. I mean, bye.
What? And Jamie, you will get various ingredients and things off of this. You can pull up, Evelina net, and like do some chats with some people about what might be useful and things, and get some of that together. And about half hour later, there's at the door to your apartment. You guys are waiting.
I think that's Brandon. I called my ex-boyfriend.
What? I'll go and open the door.
How else were we going to get rid of the body?
Takahiro, how hot is Brandon?
Oh, he's extra hot. He's like, he wears like this exact kind of shirt that knows how to cling to his shoulders and opens up just a little bit, and it's very like postmodern millennial yuppie but casual. Like, it's disgusting and amazing, and I love it.
Comes in and he says, Cass,
Brandon.
how are you?
Great. I said, weren't you wearing that shirt the last time I saw you?
Yes.
Good shirt. And he'll look over and he's like, Plaster. He's actually genuinely glad to see you. He finds you amusing. How are you doing, Plaster?
Hey, it's awesome to see you again. How are you doing?
Good. I swung by your show the other night, but somebody said that the club caught fire.
You did not. That was not a metaphor. Actually, no, the club literally had burned down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was kind of our fault a little bit, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised. Jamie, how are you?
Doing great. And if you ever feel like answering any
No.
of my questions,
And he reaches back and you see him drag in this duffel bag. And he brings it. And where is it? In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me help you with that.
No. He unzips the duffel bag and you will see this horrible little duende goblin get out of this thing. And it
him
comes
again.
It's like, hello, how are you?
Hi again. Hi.
Where is it?
And in the bathroom, there, and I point at the door.
And it reaches in its bag and it pulls out this like plastic lobster bib, and it puts it on, and it goes into the bathroom.
Brandon, I didn't think you were gonna make it eat it.
Brandon shuts the door and says, well, we should sit down and wait till it's done.
We're just gonna sit here and listen to it.
No, I'm
Eat
going to
it.
wash dishes. And
Yeah,
see
you
it's
might
gonna
want to
go
put
over and wash
some music
dishes.
on, because you start hearing that.
Yeah, so we put on Spotify with ads because we can't afford a subscription.
Okay.
I actually go over there and record it because there's very little documentation of gremlins eating people.
And about half hour later, you'll hear this, and the duende will come out, and that was delicious.
Yeah.
Brandon goes back in the bag. Get back in the bag. Okay. I see you all here. Climbs in.
Yeah. Bye.
Zip.
Bye.
Stop by any time.
And unzip. Head pops out. Seriously?
No, Brendan, no.
Maybe not. I'm gonna look over at Takahiro and like take their lead on it. Probably not actually. I'm busy a lot.
Zip. And it goes back in the bag. Brandon's like, well, you're welcome.
Oh yeah, thank you. And like I lean over and then do a hug but not hug, and then handshake but not handshake.
Oh, no. You don't get any of this. He pushes you back.
I'm really sorry. You're still super hot. You're still really hot, Brandon.
I know. And picks up the bag. I'll just be going now.
Okay, I'll call you. I'll call you.
No. And heads out.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
But the body's taken care of. I say, turning around to everybody. Did you see how hot he was? He was really hot, right?
He really was.
It's a little one note on his wardrobe.
Well, his clothes don't stay on long when we're like together, and it's like candy wrapper, right?
Does that gremlin play the keyboard?
Duendes are usually pretty good at keeping time, but yeah, maybe as a backup. I don't, but duende are difficult.
So I think we need to contact our clients.
Right. Because we had a job and money, yes.
And I think that you will send that in, send the photo. You will get confirmation back from Avaro da Costa, and I think we'll give you 4 stars.
Why not 5?
He's just one of those types that was like, if I'm not completely 100% blown away, it's
there's
not
always room for improvement.
Always room for improvement.
Those types. Oh God.
Plus, if I rate 4 stars, then they come back and they say, "Are you sure you don't want to rate 5 stars? We'll give you a 10% discount." And he's like, "Oh, 5 stars." And then you'll see it change from 4 stars to 5 stars, and you can note that you can see your payment drop by about 10%.
I hate iHunt so
much. So that means you will get $6,750 in a few days.
Not bad. Good job, everybody. I'm sorry I messed up. He was really hot. How's everybody? How are you doing?
It's really hot.
Messed up. Were you not just like distracting him for us?
Oh, yes. I was distracting him with my hips.
Seriously.
That's correct.
I was like, that was masterful. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. That's totally what happened. Him and my hips. They're just can't stay away,
Mesmerized. Still the best.
Yeah, good song title, Me and My Hips, right?
Good one. And I will stop and I'll go, Jamie, those charm things you used, those were crazy.
Yeah, I did not expect them to work that well, honestly. But
if I'd known you had them set up, I might have tried to tape it or something.
Ooh, that would have been great. There's never enough documentation on any of this.
I agree. We need like GoPros, but
yes, I'm gonna save up for one of those right after I save up for some other things.
Or we could steal one,
You never get an ad for like objectively evil monster with great fashion sense and also high-tech collection of gadgets.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So in a few days, each of you will be about a little over $1,600 richer. So to kind of finish this out, I want to check in with each of you and see what each of you do with that windfall. How do you burn through it faster than it ought to be? Is it rent? Is it frivolousness? Is it what is it? So let's start with Takahiro. How do you burn through this money?
I get home because I still live with my mom. I can't afford to live on my own.
What have you been up
and-
to?
And I know I'm covered in telltale signs of monsterness. And I look at her and I say, "Look, I can buy you a new Louis Vuitton bag, Mom, just like you wanted. Yeah, you were talking about it. Let's go right now. I'll buy it for you right now."
She knows that something is up, but on the other hand, you're making a gesture.
Yeah, and she has this collection of Louis Vuitton bags for me every time she catches me.
Is that pretty often?
Yeah, she has like a collection right now. So
so yeah, you end up having to burn some money there to
Yeah.
keep your mom off your back.
Yeah.
Jamie, how do you burn through this money?
Probably splurge on paying for some paywalls for like research stuff.
That makes sense. A little bit of your esoteric pursuits costing some of that money. What about you, Plaster?
Don't remember. Too drunk.
Fair enough.
At least that's what he tells people. But if you follow him around, you might notice that this kid that he's been hanging out with is wearing a new jacket and shoes. I guess it's San Gennaro. You don't really need a jacket. But yeah,
Windbreaker. Yeah.
Windbreaker. Yeah. Street kid he's been hanging out with.
Nice. And what about you, Cass?
I put enough aside, pay for the last part of my next semester, that essentially 3 credit hours that I need to just get me over the edge. So I got the other stuff. I have like $350 left. And then I end up loaning it to another student who's in the same thing that I'm in. So they can make their payment.
That makes sense. We're going to stop here. Well, we're going to do a quick stars and wishes. In our frame 4, next time we'll be starting up, checking with people after they've spent that money, what that looks like, and the jobs and so on. And we'll come back on that note. But if you don't mind, we'll do just a quick stars and wishes. Let's see. Let's do the order I just in. So let's start with Jamie Takahiro. Anything you want to say, stars wise, wishes for anything you definitely want to see, get 2 more sessions, or anything like that, in your hands.
Yeah. So Big Star, thank you so much for incorporating the Encanto, the Duende. It was super fun. I love that so much. I super duper appreciated it. I really enjoy feeling out the characters and how we interact with each other. It's a lot of fun. It was such a great situation to be like, yeah, it's a monster, but we're in public. Kill it quickly. Like it was a lot of fun. I like how Takahiro is such a trash boy, but who means well. I wish him the best. But I really love everybody. I love all the characters. So big stars to. I felt like everybody had such a great moment. And wishes. Yeah, I feel like a lot of what I wanted to hit already came up. Like I like that interaction with Brandon. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just looking forward to it.
Okay. I think there's a fair response. Jamie, Kyle, what about you?
Really enjoyed the interaction. I wasn't sure how well I'd do in a as a mostly a cult character. Wasn't sure how well I'd do in a actual monster fight, but I think that worked pretty well. No specific wishes, just more of the same. It's going great, I think.
Okay, that's fair. Plaster / Jason.
Yeah, there. I laughed a lot. That was really nice. And also very, very welcome right now. Especially at Little Duende noises. And what's his name? Joshua. Big fan of him. So yeah, those are all wonderful little stars. Wishes. And this isn't anybody else's problem, I think.
Sure.
But this is a new set of fate skills for me, and I'm still figuring out like what does what and where things go and stuff like that. So like I feel like I'm hoping to figure that out a little bit better over the next couple sessions for my own benefit.
And I think you should point to a really interesting thing when you make the choice to retool and change the skills around, and then you've got the very tight implications of some of the skills that you cannot use this skill for this thing. They've got very tight descriptions. So that becomes a real challenge because you kind of do have to gain mastery and knowledge. And I don't have that yet. I'm going to admit to you right now, I'm looking at that skill sheet all the time to get used to it because I'm trying to play it as rules as written as I can. But yeah, the skills, it is a challenge. I like them, like they're really evocative, but evocative doesn't mean I know what they mean.
Right. Like I'm still not sure where intimidate fits or like what the difference is between socialite and organizer or something like that. It's like, I'll throw organizer on my character sheet just in case. It seems like that's a thing that you do if you put together a band, but like when in the heck would I roll for this? So yeah. Still figuring that out.
And yeah, I think there's potential, but it's going to take a while to get that used. Sherry, stars, wishes.
Let's see. I'm gonna echo with everyone else. I really enjoyed the game. It felt very natural, and we got to all the good action we wanted to. We had fun prep. Then we had a pretty awesome battle with everyone contributing, and then we had a nice, little sloping end story. And thank you for bringing Brandon in, Tammy. That was awesome.
Great character.
And
I love the two of you.
Yeah, it was a super satisfying session, I think. And I think I agree with Jason. I'm still a little bit vague on the skills, but they are pretty clever, and they do differentiate themselves very carefully. So I think that there could be a lot to that. We might want to actually, for all the skills that we've taken, put an entry just down at the bottom of the character sheet. Just like a real quick thing down there so you can just scroll down and look at it to see what's going on. Just the skill definition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got that in one thing, but it's kind of hidden away. I'll get a better.
It's just a little bit more awkward. Sometimes you just want to scroll down and look real fast. So that's just me. It's like right there. Or if you could make like a little note on your thing and do a clicky. Oh yeah, I can put notes on all of mine. Yeah,
need to we need to tighten those descriptions because the descriptions are pretty verbose on the skill thing. So okay, but I think that's fair. Anything else you want to say?
No, I really enjoyed this, and yeah, I would like to.
I had a good time. Yeah, I had a really good time. So I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I do have one wish. I just realized.
Oh, sure.
I'd like us to be. I'd like to get into trouble more often with our with our compels and stuff. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I was actually waiting to jump in and say I have one more star, which was self-compel. Good job. Like that's hard to remember how to do for a lot of players. I feel like so it's really nice to see when it happens.
Yeah, and it felt natural and good, and it moved things forward in a fun way. So yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I am going to stop the stream there. Is everyone cool with me posting this? Okay, awesome.